said to him, "What sign are you going to give us then, so that we may see it and believe you? What work are you performing? Our ancestors ate the manna in the wilderness. As it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat." Then Jesus said to them, "Very truly I tell you, it was not Moses who gave you the bread from heaven, but it is my Father who gives you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is that which comes down from heaven and gives life to the world." They said to him, "Sir, give us this bread always." Jesus said to them, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord God. You all may be seated. Thank you, ladies. There's a different perspective depending on which side of the kettle you're on. I'll bet you're like me. I can't remember the first time I encountered one of the ubiquitous Salvation Army kettles. I was probably Shannon and Cadence's age, or maybe even younger. And as I approached those kettles all my life, it wasn't a big deal. Sometimes I would just pass them by, hoping that that seemingly mindless bell ringer didn't have a hook and grab me and deride me publicly for being such a stingy miser. Fortunately, it's never happened. Regardless, and other times I would make a small donation to the kettle, and that same mindless bell ringer would say, "Thank you, bless you, Merry Christmas." Yesterday, as Pat knows, I was on the other side of the kettle. Pat and I, Nash, and some others volunteer at the Pryor Ministry Center. That's our local food bank, and it provides food to more than 1,000 hungry families each month. And the Salvation Army is one of our generous benefactors. So when the Army invited us to ring bells for them, we were glad to do it. Yesterday morning at 9 o'clock in front of Homeland, my co-worker Kevin and I set up with the bell. I had no idea what a moving experience it was going to be. For the next 2 hours, and by the way, it was cold, but thank goodness not frigid. For the next 2 rather cool hours, lots and lots of people came by getting their Thanksgiving goodies from Homeland. And I knew some of them, like Pat and other friends of ours. But for the most part, they were strangers. And I say this with the deepest reverence. Most of those strangers looked to me like they were hard-working, hard-living people. Regardless of means, people came by, they came by the kettle, and they reached in their pocket, or reached in their billfold, or pocketbook, and donated some of the bread money, some of the money that they were going to take inside to buy bread. It was a downright gospel-living act. Now, I know that we associate the Thanksgiving kettles with Christmas. But yesterday, the day before Thanksgiving, the motivation that I could see in those people's eyes was one of thanks. Thanks that they had some money at all to buy their bread. Thanks that they had an opportunity to share that with others. As I say, it was a downright gospel-living act. And they could do that because of what we heard in today's gospel. Jesus said to them, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, and whoever believes in me will never thirst again." The prayers of the people are the litany of thanksgiving that's found on the third panel of your bulletin, and I invite you to stand as you're able. And Tony will please. Tony, you might go to the microphone. Thank you.
Let us give thanks to God our Father for all his gifts so freely bestowed upon us, for the beauty and wonder